Welcome to Royal Secrets. The Queen's action, which permanently altered the royal family. The Queen made a historic modification to royal law to protect her great-granddaughter Princess Charlotte from an unjust change in status. Following the tragic announcement on Thursday that the Queen had passed away at the age of 96, Britain has entered a time of national mourning. In addition, Her Majesty has left a lasting legacy after a 70-year reign that made her the longest-reigning queen in British history. Her kindness to Princess Charlotte, her great-granddaughter, which spared the 7-year-old from the unjust change of royal status that affected her own daughter, Anne, Princess Royal, is one of the most significant components of her legacy. The only child of the Duke and Duchess of Cambridge and Cornwall, and the middle child between her older brother Prince George and younger brother Prince Louis, Charlotte will one day acquire the famous Princess Royal title from her great-aunt, according to the Mirror. She is now in the same situation that Princess Anne was in at the time of her birth. The birth of her brothers Prince Andrew and Prince Edward, however, caused Anne to fall further down the line of succession because boys were given preference. The Succession of the Crown Act, which amended discriminatory royal statutes and ensured that their child would have an equal right to the throne regardless of their gender, put a stop to this in 2013. The act's introduction meant Princess Charlotte was not demoted from third to second in line to the throne, but Prince George preserved his position as third, now second. The 2013 law also put an end to the practice of removing people from the succession who married Roman Catholics. Ian McMarthan, a constitutional scholar, said, "The 2013 Act intended to modernize a number of antiquated and discriminatory laws pertaining to the monarchy, abolishing male primogeniture and allowing the firstborn child, regardless of gender, to become heir apparent." The Royal Marriages Act of 1772 was abolished, eliminating the requirement that the first 6 heirs in line get the sovereign's consent before getting married to a Catholic in order to inherit the throne. The children of the then Princess Elizabeth of Edinburgh would be in violation of George V's 1917 warrant, which established who could and could not be an HRH up until the point at which she became queen, Mr. McMarthan continued. Only male children of a royal might give their children the styles and titles of HRH and Prince and Princess. Elizabeth was a woman. When she was scheduled to give birth in 1948, it was realized that any child she had would not have royal rank and would be born a commoner, despite being second in line to the throne. In order to control the situation and guarantee that Elizabeth's offspring would in this case enjoy the style HRH and have the title Prince or Princess, her father, George VI, issued letters patent. When it came to the birth of Prince George, the great-grandson of the sovereign, he, like Prince Charles before him, would have been born without royal style or title under George V's warrant of 1917. The Queen herself was called upon to make a similar change. Letters patent issued by the Queen were necessary to correct the situation, just as her father had done. In another news, British drivers pause in the middle of the road to view the astonishing Queen's coffin. Thousands of Britons gathered along the A40 and other roads in an effort to see Queen Elizabeth II's casket as it was being carried to Buckingham Palace. Hundreds of thousands of people have flocked to pay their respects to the Queen since her passing last Thursday afternoon, and this evening proved no different as Londoners lined the streets to see the late monarch's coffin. ITV News' Mary Nightingale has described the scenes as astonishing pictures as Britons stopped their cars in the middle of traffic and sprinted to the central reservation to see the coffin.